Imagine this. You're 14, sitting in math class when the principal's voice crackles over the speaker. Report to the office now. Your heart sinks because you know it's not good news. You walk in and there he is, your dad, in a uniform you've never seen, bloodstained from his night shift. The principal's sweating bullets, eyes darting to the bulge under dad's shirt. No words, just a nod. You're in the truck now, bulletproof and rumbling like a beast. Dad grips the wheel, veins popping, and says, "You're a man now, son. Time to protect what's ours." What happened next? The three punks who shattered our family learned real fear. The kind that doesn't end with bruises. Stick around. This revenge will hit you like a freight train. If you've ever boiled with rage at someone who thought they could destroy your world and walk away unscathed, the betrayal, the powerlessness, that burning itch for payback, smash that like button right now. Hit subscribe and ring the bell, because today's Reddit revenge tale from a village in Iran is raw, heartbreaking, and ends with justice so cold it'll give you chills. Let's dive in. Video title suggestions. Mom beaten and assaulted twice. They had no idea. Dad was a government killer. Iranian village nightmare. Dad's secret job delivers brutal justice. Thumbnail text suggestions. Deadly revenge unleashed. They broke her, he broke them. Upbeat. Tense music fades in. Think dark synth building suspense. Narrator's voice. Deep, gravelly, with rising intensity. Hook. 0:00:020. Imagine this. You're 14, sitting in math class when the principal's voice crackles over the speaker. Report to the office now. Your heart sinks because you know it's not good news. You walk in and there he is, your dad, in a uniform you've never seen, bloodstained from his night shift. The principal's sweating bullets, eyes darting to the bulge under dad's shirt. No words, just a nod. You're in the truck now, bulletproof and rumbling like a beast. Dad grips the wheel, veins popping, and says, "You're a man now, son. Time to protect what's ours." What happened next? The three punks who shattered our family learned real fear. The kind that doesn't end with bruises. Stick around. This revenge will hit you like a freight train. Intro call to action 0:20:040. If you've ever boiled with rage at someone who thought they could destroy your world and walk away unscathed, the betrayal, the powerlessness, that burning itch for payback, smash that like button right now. Hit subscribe and ring the bell, because today's Reddit revenge tale from a village in Iran is raw, heartbreaking, and ends with justice so cold it'll give you chills. Let's dive in. Music swells, then drops to a somber piano riff. Fade to black and white imagined visuals. Dusty Iranian streets. A woman's silhouette in a hijab. Full narrative expansion. 1:40:12. Back in our dusty little village in Iran, life moved like the slow grind of a millstone. Predictable, harsh, but ours. I was 14, the eldest son, navigating the chaos of school and the weight of being the man of the house when dad was out till dawn. Mom, she was our quiet fire. One of the rare women who worked outside the home, stitching fabrics at a local shop to keep us afloat. Her hijab always pinned just so, her smile a shield against the world's judgments. Dad, well, he worked for the government, the kind of job no one talked about. Shifts that left him stumbling home at 3 a.m., clothes stiff with dried blood, eyes hollow like he'd stared into too many voids. He never said what he did. Executions, they whispered, but you felt it in the air, thick as smoke. That night, everything shattered. Mom had stayed late at work, her bag slung over her shoulder, humming an old tune as she cut through the shadows toward home. Three teenage boys from the next village over, Andreas, Nehemiah, and Nigel, spotted her. They were the type who strutted like kings, all smirks and stolen cigarettes, thinking the world owed them conquests. Eyed her for weeks, they later bragged in coded posts. That night, they pounced, dragged her into the bushes, fists flying, hijab ripped like it was nothing. Bruises bloomed purple across her ribs, her thighs, places no son should know about. She lay there for hours, breath ragged, too broken to crawl, no phone to scream for help. The stars wheeled overhead, indifferent. Dad got home reeking of iron and sweat, blood flaking off his knuckles. Mom's side of the bed empty. His face, God, that face, twisted from exhaustion to ice in a heartbeat. Keys in hand, he didn't even glance at me before bolting for the door. "Come on, boy," he growled, voice like gravel. I scrambled after him, heart hammering. We drove for what felt like eternity. Headlights slicing the dark, tires kicking up dust devils. Finally, in a tangle of thorns by the road, we found her. A crumpled shape in the bushes, hijab shredded like confetti, skin mottled black and blue. Her eyes fluttered open, glassy with pain, and she whispered, "I'm sorry." Dad scooped her up like she was glass, her body limp against his chest, blood smearing his shirt. No hospital, he knew the drill. Doctors there? They'd blame her. Loose woman, they'd mutter, ignoring the evidence of her fight. Instead home. He stitched her himself, hands steady from years of worse work, barking orders for boiled water and rags. Broke branches from nearby trees, carving crutches with a knife that glinted too sharp. Took over the kitchen, against every village law that said men don't cook, stirring pots with a tenderness that made my throat ache. For 5 months, he was her shadow. Massaged salve into her bruises till his fingers cramped, coaxed her outside one trembling step at a time, whispering, "You're stronger than they know." Inside, though, I saw the storm brewing. His jaw would clench at night, fists falling under the table. But revenge, not yet. Patience, he'd mutter when I asked. They'll slip. 2 years passed like a held breath. Mom was whole again, walking tall, hijab retied with defiance. Then, broad daylight, market day, basket heavy with bread and spices, she heads home. There they are again. Andreas, Nehemiah, Nigel. Same sneers, closing in like wolves. "Hey, auntie!" Andreas leers, snatching her hijab, tearing it to ribbons. She protests, a sharp word, nothing more, and his palm cracks across her cheek. She hits the sand hard, tasting grit and copper. They haul her into an alley, walls closing in, screams swallowed by the wind. What they did, I can't say it without bile rising. Hours later, Caroline Gupta, our neighbor, tough as nails, stumbles on her. Curled fetal, breaths shallow gasps, recognizes the scarf scraps, hauls her home on shaking shoulders. I open the door, and deja vu punches my gut. Mom's face swollen, eyes vacant, clothes in tatters. Caroline's arms quake under her weight. "She's alive," Caroline chokes. I bolt for Dad, but he's already there, face crumpling like wet paper. He lifts her, carries her to bed, me trailing useless. That night, her screams rip through the house. Not words, just raw animal terror. I press my ear to the wall, fists clenched till nails draw blood, thinking, thinking, why her? Why us? Dad's there every time, rocking her, his own body rigid with unspoken fury. Shh, Azizam, he murmurs, voice cracking. My dear. But when he thinks we're asleep, I catch him, pacing the kitchen, eyes feral, knuckles white on a knife hilt, months blur. Mom wakes sweating, hands clawing air, reliving phantom grips. I spoon soup to her lips, taste salt from her tears mixing in. Dad, he changes. Still the gentle husband, fluffing pillows, but alone? Rage simmers. Calls in the dead of night, voice low thunder. Guns bulge under his shirt at market runs. I spot the outline, cold metal pressing denim. Work shifts vanish. Instead, strangers slink to our door, faces shadowed, handing over gadgets. GPS trackers, he explains later, voice flat, for the hunt. School drags till that day. Principal's office. He's ghost pale, stammering. Dad sits, uniform heavy, dark fabric, armored weave, patches screaming authority I've never questioned. Weapons shadow hugs his hip. Go with your father, Principal whispers. No why, just fear sweat beading his brow. Outside the truck, Iranian flags flapping, hull thick as a tank. Engine roars alive, vibrations rattling my teeth. Dad, where? My voice squeaks. He ignores, jaw grinding. That straight like bones on bone twists my stomach. You're a man now, he says finally. Men protect their women. I press. The school pull out. Mom's absence weeks now. He breaks it then, voice fracturing. Track them. Same three scum both times. Photos flick on the dash GPS. Grainy shots, timestamps pinning their routines. Cafe corners, mosque steps, alley lurks. Schedules etched like war maps. Months, he says, eyes wet. Lawyers, contacts. For justice, my pulse thuds. Did you get it? Silence. Then, worse. Tears track his cheeks. First I'd seen gut punch raw. They said she provoked them. Infidelity. I have to divorce her. World tilts. What? She didn't. Rage boils in me, hot as forge fire. I know, he sobs, shoulders shaking under my hand, but law's lined. Married woman, only husband, or stoning. Image flashes. That woman from my childhood. Rock thudding. Screams cut short. Dad shrugs, and my tears fill. Divorce saves her, maybe. That's when the pins glow red on the map. If they die tonight, no proof. Frozen. Concrete in my veins, hands digging jeans till pain blooms. He pulls a rifle from under seat. Click-clack, chamber smooth as breath. Photos scroll. Boys laughing. Oblivious. Detail hits like nausea. This wasn't fury. This was machine. Planned, patient, lethal. We snake back roads, truck growling low, stops at a garage, plates swapped slick, bag clinking metal. Men nod, no questions. Dad's network, forged in shadows. Bathroom break. Bladder screams, but it's the wall phone that tempts. Dial Caroline. Please, I beg. Voice splintering, tears hot. Talk him down. Mom needs him alive. Silence stretches. Heartbeat thunder. I'll try, she sighs, defeated. Back out, lie buried. Legal aid next. Dim room. Folders avalanche. Lawyer. Weary eyes. Pen scratching. Lays it bare. Document everything. Photos. Notes. Beg jurisdiction shift. Slim odds. Months maybe. Dad slumps. Knuckles bone white. Hope flickers. Dies. Home. He kneels by mom's bed. Tucks blankets. Ghost soft. Kisses brow. Crutches lean. Wood scarred from her grip. She's skeletal. Cheeks hollow. His tenderness, after near murder, dizzies me. Pattern sets. Surveillance on Andrea's first. Shop mornings. Mosque Tuesdays. Cafe Thursdays. Notebook fills. Times ticked. Route sketch. Cameras mapped. Stakeouts drag. Dad teaches lending. Mirror glances. Crowd ghosts. Pride swells when I spot a tail. Then guilt crashes. This for mom or monster making? Home, I brace her nightmares. Her grip bruising my wrists. Whispers. Sorry, beta. Son Gilbert calls. Boss. Venom suit. Demands divorce sign-off. Voice slicing. Dad twitches for gun. Stills. Papers thrust. Red lines mocking. Night whispers. Dad plots resignation. Mom counters. Weak but fierce. Your job's our shield. Sobs echo. I eavesdrop. Throat iron. I hack Dad's files. Quiet steps. USB hungry. Copy all. Threats. Posts. Screams in text. Hide in hollow book. Betrayal stings. But insurance. Lawyer rings. Safe city. 3 provinces out. Mom weighs. Gaunt face. Aging. We listen. Options poison. Neighbor corners. Dad. Government truck. What's wrong? Panic flickers. Excuses limp. Word spreads. Whispers like knives. Principal calls Dad solo. Returns lighter. Faked records. Alibi gift. Tears glint. Ally. 1. Caroline offers hideout. Dad stonewalls. I snap. Pride kills us. Yellfest ends in dark hug. His shakes mine. Sorry, son. Too fast, too far. Scout cafe. I slip in. Sink running. Door swings. Andreas. Normal. Laughs at phone. Mirror steals his face. Boyish. Unscarred. Rage coils. You? This you broke her? Hands quake. Grip porcelain till steady. Exit dizzy. Plan shifts. No kill. Confess on tape. Zip ties. Hoods. Recorder. Risky, but non-blood. Hope sparks. Justice, not ghosts. Lawyer nixes. Violence twists to her guilt. Gray drains Dad. Contact bills. Nigel's mom blocks probes. Council puppet. System shields them. Dad crushes paper. Roar silent. Kid assembles. Ties snick. Hoods whisper. Bag packs. Floorboard hides. Question script. State facts. Legal polish. Stomach sours. Torture words. For her screams. Thursday. Truck idles. Bag between. Watch Andreas laugh. He solos. Dad moves. Patrol lights freeze. Horn blares inner stream. Dad slams wheel. Breath hacks. Morning buzz. Photos. Us bag. Timestamps. Gilbert. Sign or conspiracy. Dad retches. Eyes ancient. Mom's scream yanks me awake. Dad pins her thrashing. Here Azizam. Eyes lost in alley. Back to bed. Gut led. Divorced on. Table scrawls signatures. Hand quivers. Office. Stamp thud. Certificate cold. Parking lot vigil. Dad weeps mute. Wheel strangled. Home. Mom crumbles. Rather die. Sobs clash. Eye bridge hollow. Paper only. But system's wind tastes ash. Lawyer fights duress claim. Wheels grind slow. Principal's note. Alibis ink fresh. Dad weeps gratitude. Headbutts. Dad solo strike. I rage. Stupid fury. He roars. You can't know helpless hate. Collapse. Spent. Midnight parley. Leak posts to rights group. Fragile pact. Email whooshes. Timeline. Brags. Conquered the crier. Dad whispers prayer. Whispers bloom. Elders grill boys. Accounts nuke. They skulk. Dad's grim smile. First win. Safe lay flat, sparse, stains weak, mom smiles, safe, locks click, hugs linger, hammer falls, suspension, no pay, pro blooms, dad truck sleeps, hollow-eyed. I ration rice, adult thief, journal bursts, notebook swells, dad adds shadows, truth armor, journalists nibble, story hook, hope whispers, school stalk, they circle, alley trap, Andreas shoves, who leaked, breath owl, recorder hums pocket, threats fill, that woman, finish her, free, quake, play for dad, pride worry mix, copies triple, lawyer, gold, snap, Thursday, dad storms, chokes Andreas street mid, bellows mom's name, bystanders pry, bruises bloom, run panic, old woman falls, skull crack echoes, hospital wail, chaos, cops raid, Gilbert Spears mom, turn him or join, dad calls fractured, sorry, time, sobs choke, allies swarm, escape net, docks forge, truck south, mom steals dad, survive love, not coward, smart, he yields, sobs quake, weapon yields, Gilbert deal, fine, vanish, bitter, swallow, envelope, truth, all docs to capital prosecutor, maybe someday, flight, bags light, names ghost, new grind, guard, stitch, school shade, walls thin, but hours, 6 months grind by, scars fading, but etched, then, ripple, village whispers via Caroline's chain, boys, unraveled, leaks viral, elders, mullahs, even regional eyes, Andreas's mom can't block, council cracks, probes launch, not full blaze, but heat singes, they skulk, jobs lost, whispers chain them, one night dad's phone pings, anonymous, they're questioned, confessing bits, not full chains, but bars of shame, Andreas, last seen, eyes darting markets, bravado ash, but the real gut punch, dad's confrontation echoes, witnesses spilled, not just choke, but his roar, for my wife, you animals, bystanders once silent, murmur support, old woman's kin, forgave the bump, saw rage's root, charges fizzle to whispers, Gilbert, reassigned, shadow of clout, system creaks, exposed by our leak, journalists ink dripping truth, we huddle in our cramped haven, mom's hand in dad's, my journal sealed, no blood on our hands, but their world, cracked mirrors of ours, they wake to ghosts now, posts eternal, questions endless, regret, it gnaws, slow as dad's old knife, justice, not courtroom clean, but karma's bite, earned in tears, paid in their fear, we breathe free, they choke on what they sowed, sweet, hell yes, and in that release floods, chest loosens, tears hot but healing, we won, alive, in a world that chews up the broken and spits out silence, this family's stand screams, survival is revenge's sharpest edge, not always fists or flames, but truth's slow burn, karma doesn't always knock a light, sometimes it kicks the door down, what burns in you, hold it, it forges strength, phew, that one hit hard, right? If this tale of shattered lives and hard won, payback left you fired up, crush that like button and drop in the comments, what's the rawest revenge you've seen or dreamed, share, we're all in this vent together, subscribe for more Reddit rages turned righteous, and I'll catch you next time, stay fierce out there, peace.